For years, I kept my fees low. I thought affordability was safety, but really it kept me stuck, burnt out, and my business under monetized. And when I finally decided to double my fees, in my mind, I was embracing for the worst. But what happened changed my business and my mindset. Are you anything like how I was, where you want to raise your fees? You know that your business is under monetized. You have the results that would qualify for your fees to be raised, but you are so afraid of losing clients. If that is you, this video is for you. So let's get into how to raise your fees without losing clients. And before, I got to lay this foundation, because you don't get this, none of the strategies will work. And the first is to value your value. What does that even mean? Well, it means that you recognize the transformation that you facilitate for your clients. You're very clear on the results that you help your clients achieve, and you value that. You respect the value you bring to every client, every contract, every customer. And you valuing it, it's shown in the way that you communicate, the way that you think, the way that you present your offers, the way that you price your offers. It speaks in volumes. And until you get this foundational piece where you're really valuing your value, so much so that you are okay if someone says yes, and you're okay if someone says no. You are so detached from their response and your results because you are valuing your value. Like, I know what I have. I'd love to be on this journey with you to facilitate this transformation so that you can get the results that you want. And if you take me up on this opportunity, that's fantastic. Let's go. And if you don't, that's fantastic too. I'm okay either way because I value what I have and I value what I bring. And I know there are more than enough clients out there who will value and who do value what I bring. So I'm detached to the results. More so, I'm detached because I know what the Bible says. One man plants, one waters, and God brings the increase, right? Like, God is going to supply for my need. My clients, my customers, my contracts are a resource. God is a source. So I'm good. I'm detached. When you have that foundational, let's say the word piece, then it shifts everything, right? Now, if you don't have that and you don't have it, it's not, oozing from your essence, right? It's not felt through your emails, through your sales page, through your DMs, through your podcast, if it's not felt, it may be said, but it's not felt, then that's a whole nother story. And until that transforms, none of the strategies will work. So, how to raise your fees without losing a client? You have to communicate the value of your offer in such a way that they're like, it's a no-brainer. Now, your best clients who know that you're undercharging, when you make the decision to raise your fees, they're going to be like, okay, that makes sense. Like, I get it. I already knew I was getting a steal, and you raising your prices, it makes sense. Where do I sign? So there are going to be people who say yes, and there are going to be people who say no, and that's okay. And trust me, the people who are going to say no, it's not going to surprise you. And really, it's an opportunity for them to find someone who is better suited to serve them. Because those people are probably cheap people, and they're looking for, the discounted price. Now, premium value clients, they're not buying based on discounts. They're buying based on value. So they'll appreciate, I already knew I was getting tremendous value for you and that you were undercharging. So I am okay with paying your higher fees. Now, it is your responsibility, right? It's our responsibility to communicate our value. That's not something that, the client, that's not the client's job. That's our job. And it comes down to two things. It's how you position your offer and how you present your fees. I'm thinking back to a client I worked with who was selling a service at an hourly rate. And she was providing so much value. The impact was undeniable because she had a long-term client who was buying from her. But she was undercharging, and she really wasn't communicating in her fees. Her fees weren't really communicating the value that she provided. And then when we looked at it, and she got very clear of, this is the transformation, this is actually what I'm providing it, then we were able to repackage her offer and price it based on that transformation, which led to a 10x increase in the fee. And to no surprise to me, it was a surprise to her that when she presented the offer and explained, like, I've changed how I'm also delivering it. She changed how she was delivering it. She changed her pricing, and she changed, and she positioned it that way. It was like, okay, sign me up. And she's like, oh my gosh. But it was a no-brainer. It was still a great deal, but it was a no-brainer because she positioned her offer, priced her offer, and presented. There was an alignment all across the board, and it was highlighting the value, not the price. She was, we're like highlighting, this is the value, this is the results, this is what's going to happen when you buy, this is what's going to happen to your team members. She was actually selling it to an organization. This is what's going to happen to your staff. This is what's going to happen to your team members when you invest. And they were like, no brainer. In fact, they were like, my wife needs it. They like bought in so much that they became her unpaid sales force and referral partners, and referring her services to his spouse and to others. It's like, wow. So is it possible? Absolutely. It's how you position your offer, again, highlighting the value, highlighting the transformation. It's how you present your offer, and it's all going to line up with your pricing. But at first, goes with your perception. How are you perceiving your value? How are you perceiving yourself? Are you valuing your value? And is it reflected in your prices? Told you what to do. I want to tell you what not to do. And why do I laugh? Because I did all these things. You're not going to be asking for permission. Like, is it okay if I? And whether you use those words or not, you don't want your body language. You don't want the words that you use to be communicating that. You're not asking permission. You're stating, these are my new fees, and giving them the opportunity to continue experiencing the transformation you've been helping with them or not. So it's not, so there's no permission in it. You're stating, these are my fees effective this date. And you can include a reminder of the results that you've helped them achieve and the results that you're looking forward to continue helping them achieve. So do not ask permission. Second one, there's no performance that's needed. You don't have to perform. There's no like song and dance and like you got to butter it up. Be clear, be confident, and you don't have to please them. You don't have to butter it up. The faster you learn how to state it with confidence and not take them saying no as a personal rejection, the faster you'll be blown away with the right client saying, okay, makes sense. Where do I sign up? Yeah, like that's what's going to happen. And thank you for thinking of me. So if you are wondering, man, I would love to do that. And you would like to do that and you would like to confidently raise your fees, I'm going to invite you to my brand new challenge. The doors are now open to the Raise Your Fees Challenge. Let's go. In 5 days or less, you're going to learn how to raise your fees confidently. So I want you to go to raiseyourfeeschallenge.com. That's raiseyourfeeschallenge.com and you reserve your spot today. Day one is all about owning your value. That's the perception and really seeing yourself and your value in a way that's laying the foundation for you to confidently raise your fees. Day two, we are positioning your offers so that premium value clients instantly see your value. So the clients are like, oh my gosh, there's so much value here. This is a no-brainer. Day three is all about reframing rejection. So you no longer take rejection personal. And this is also helping you get the language to communicate your fees and understanding the psychology behind it. Day four is about communicating authentically. So your sales calls feel natural and lead to yeses. Like you're having a conversation with a friend, but it's an intentional conversation. And then day five is presenting with authority so that the right clients are going to say yes even before you end the sales call. If you bring it all together, at the end of the 5 days, you're going to have the mindset, the language, and the confidence to raise your fees immediately. So go to raiseyourfeeschallenge.com, reserve your spot, and I can't wait to see you inside. Until then, God bless. Love you. See you inside the challenge. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when we release a new video. Then click the TV to watch the next video. Go to altheamcintyre.com to get your free training on the 7 biggest sales mistakes that keep you from 7 figures.